What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a Smackdown Live review for August 27, 2019. Smackdown Live going off the air in a few minutes ago, with Roman Reigns confronting, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns pretty much confronting Daniel Bryan and Rowan with a update on the video, the first attack that happened to Roman Reigns, and showed that Eric Rowan was involved, sort of, in the attack on Roman Reigns. We also had the final two King of the Ring matches for the night, and Ali versus Buddy Murphy did not disappoint. Shelton Benjamin versus Chad Gable kind of did. They only got 5 minutes. So out of the first round of the tournament, we had Cedric Alexander and Sami Zayn have about 2.5 to 3 minutes, and then we had Shelton Benjamin versus Chad Gable go 5 minutes. Two matches that, if you book those four men right, should have been two of the best matches in the first round. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Ali versus Buddy Murphy, again, was an awesome match. I wish they would have got a little bit more time. Unfortunately, WWE had to find time for a lengthy Lacey Evans versus Bayley match that did not need to happen. Nikki Cross and Bayley did not need to happen last night. Tonight, Bayley versus Lacey Evans did not need to happen. She's supposed to be focusing on her match with Charlotte Flair. Why is Bayley, the only two of these two competitors at Clash of Champions, only one competing? It just makes no sense whatsoever. But that is that for that. We also had Randy Orton take it to and get under the skin with Kofi Kingston by bringing the family into this storyline by producing a quote-unquote letter from one of Kofi's kids and saying he was going to visit Kofi's child because they were staying in the same hotel room. Well, of course, the same hotel as his family, which of course they are, because usually that's what happens with superstars, is that WWE buys, I think they buy in bulk, and then they go from there. But this is definitely an interesting one, and we got New Day's Big E versus Roman Reigns. I mean, not Roman Reigns, but Randy Orton later in the night. I've started to notice an epidemic in WWE's main roster that heels cannot seem to win without help. You had Andrade with Zelina Vega. That when they were in NXT, Zelina Vega rarely got involved with any match. Any match, she rarely got involved. If it was a big match, she might get involved, but most matches, she just stayed on the outside and was his consultant. You had the Revival help Randy Orton tonight. You've had when Miz was a heel, he would always have the B team, who were the Miz Taraj at the time, help him. It's like what happened to the good old days when heels would be able to win on their own and be good enough to win on their own? It's just so pathetic that they continue to diminish heels. Randy Orton took on Big E tonight and did not need the Revival to help him beat Big E. But in the end, they had the Revival help him beat Big E. They could have had Randy Orton hit an RKO out of nowhere, beat Big E clean as a whistle, because that's just who Randy Orton is, and then they could have had the 3-on-1 beatdown after the fact. You don't always have to have a heel beat a babyface with help from other people. It's just started to become a big epidemic in WWE. What else happened tonight that is worth anything? Let me see. A King of the Ring match. Sami Zayn took on The Miz after what happened last week. The Miz is again just showing us why nobody should care about The Miz. The Miz is absolutely, would absolutely, just be better as a heel right now. The dude's he's just got to go away. I said it last night. I think I said it last night on Twitter. The dude is a failure as a babyface. The babyface run is just dead as a doornail. He's boring as a babyface. Go away for a few months. Come back as a dastardly heel that you were beforehand. And the best work Miz has ever had, in my opinion, was those few matches between WrestleMania and Backlash last year, which was WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, and Backlash, since about 2016 when The Miz took on Dolph Ziggler in that great Intercontinental title feud. But recently, his best work was, of course, when he took on Seth Rollins and Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. The ladder match that happened at Greatest Royal Rumble. And then, of course, the singles match, the only redeeming quality of Backlash 2018. Everything else that Miz has done since then has just been mediocre at best. He's a loser as a babyface. This is the same guy who lost to Shane McMahon 3 separate times. 2 by a fluke and 1 by a beatdown beforehand. And I'm tired of The Miz. The Miz needs to go away. They have enough talent on this roster that The Miz can have a nice month or 2 vacation, come back, shit all over the fans again, and move on. It's just, I've had enough of The Miz as a babyface. Lacey Evans vs. Bayley, as I talked about, just a match that didn't need to happen. It felt like it was the longest match of the entire night. There was absolutely no reason for this match to happen. I cannot wait again till October because that is when the wildcard rule is to die. The wildcard rule just needs to die. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing Bayley on Raw when she's not supposed to be there. I'm sick of everyone just doing whatever the hell they want. We'll have like 10 tag teams. We'll have like every tag team on Raw, with 4 of them being from Smackdown. That's 8 guys, as well as Bayley, and so on and so forth. And it's like this wildcard rule just needs to go away. Nothing else really happened. We had more stuff at the 24/7 joke, but I'm not going to get into that. And then the Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin match, and the end of the show with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. The show started off with Caleb Braxton backstage with Roman Reigns asking if he has anything to say to Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in response to how they demand an apology. Reigns says he has a lot to say, but he would be better said in the ring, and he was off. They're in the Raising Cane's Rivers Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as Tom Phillips welcomes us to SmackDown. Joined by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. Thank God David Otunga was a one-time thing. Him trying to play a poor man's Corey Graves last week was absolutely atrocious, and it made you miss Corey Graves, even though Corey Graves has been a show of his NXT self on the main roster. But I would take Corey Graves on commentary over David Otunga trying to be a Corey Graves any single day. Out comes Kofi Kingston. Tom leads us to a video package of what's happening between Kofi and Randy Orton. Tom hates Orton versus Kofi at Clash of Champions. This match, of course, was announced earlier in the day on WWE's Twitter page. Fans chant for Kofi as he takes the mic, and Kofi says Orton likes to slither around the ring and call him stupid, but who got their ass knocked out last week out of nowhere? Kofi says things have escalated between he and Orton, but Orton took it to a whole new level by making it personal. Orton made it personal, bringing his family into it, and by siding with the Revival to take out his New Day brothers. Kofi said it felt good to hit the Revival with a steel chair, and the last thing we saw after he beat both of them with a steel chair, is Orton slithering up the ramp with fear in his eyes like a coward. Orton was scared because he saw the look in Kofi's eyes, the look that said he doesn't play around when you mess with his family, which is like any man would do. If you fuck with a man's family, you're gonna see death, and there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kofi goes on to host the SummerSlam rematch at Clash of Champions. Kofi says he's gets to prove to Orton that he's wrong about Kofi all those years ago, when he said Kofi wasn't ready. Orton will find out exactly why he is our WWE champion. Orton starts chanting stupid, 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 stupid in the back. Orton says there's nothing he'd love to do than come show everyone how stupid Kofi is, but he's going to wait until Clash of Champions. In the meantime, Orton has something to show Kofi. He was sitting in his hotel earlier thinking of ways to make Kofi stupid when someone knocked on the door and slid a letter under his door. Orton said he usually doesn't read fan mail, but this was written with heart, and it touched him. Orton reads a letter from someone begging Orton to stop hurting Kofi because Orton is mean, and it makes the fan Kofi crying himself to sleep every night. Orton keeps reading and reveals the letter came from one of Kofi's sons. I think it was Kai, he said. Orton mocks Kofi and says he's staying in the same hotel as Kofi's family. says he doesn't need to become pen pals with Kofi's son or write him back. He can simply pay him a visit. Orton balls up the letter, tosses it, walks off, and Kofi exits the ring, runs up to the back. The camera cuts back to gorilla position. We see Kofi and Orton brawling in gorilla position. Kofi gets the upper hand and beats Orton on the top of the table as officials try to pull them apart. Kofi pounds on Orton some more, but Orton turns it around, drops Kofi on the floor with a DDT off from a table. Orton calls Kofi stupid several more times as he backs out of the room. Officials check on Kofi, who is face down and laid out. We go to commercial break. Now, there was a question, I think it was wrestling, I think it was Raj from Wrestling Inc., who asked, is this something we saw with Daniel Bryan? This was the same thing we saw with Samoa Joe last year with AJ Styles. In a way, it is. It's pretty much the trope of, I'm a bad guy, I'm going to bring your personal life into this, and I'm going to try and get under your skin, targeting your family. And Randy Orton has done this before, and of course AJ Styles had to deal with it last year when it came to Samoa Joe. So but it is something that it's something we've seen before, and I'm not surprised by it. It puts Orton in his best strengths out there, and that is just being that evil, dastardly son of a bitch that we know that he is. Kofi would not be seen the rest of the night. That was it for him. We go back from break, and Kelly Braxton is outside of the trainer's room with SmackDown Tag Team Champion Big E, who will be facing Orton later in the night. Big E promises Kofi will be good to compete at Clash of Champions, but he can't say the same for Orton after the match tonight. And Big E just had that look of, I'm going to murder this son of a bitch on his face, and it looked fantastic. And then we had the best match of the night, Ali versus Buddy Murphy, King of the Ring, first round match. This was great. I really wish these two could have got a little bit more time, even though it was a good match. Ali ends up winning it after what felt like 10, maybe 15 minutes with a 450 splash for the win. He did try to go for what looked like a 054, which is a reverse 450 earlier in the match. Buddy Murphy stopped that. The crowd was into this match that when they were out on the outside, we got Buddy chants, we got This Is Awesome chants. People weren't chanting Ali, but they were chanting, they loved this match. This was the standard that we should have seen for every single match of the King of the Ring. The winner of this match, of course, gets Elias. I will show you the updated bracket right here as we do. As you see, Ali and Chad Gable both make it to the next round. We'll talk about Chad Gable later on. My final four, my semifinals are going to be Andrade and Ali. No doubt about it, Ali's beating Elias. There's no reason. Elias was in the King of the Ring to screw Kevin Owens out of the King of the Ring. He's done. That's over with. So, and it looks like Elias and Kevin Owens have unfinished business, as we'll talk about here in a bit. But I see Elias getting screwed out next week. Ali advances, Andrade advances, and we have Ali versus Andrade in what should be a fantastic King of the Ring. And those matches, the King of the Ring semifinals matches in Madison Square Garden, should be active shows, main events. After the match, Ali recovers as the music hits. We go to replays. Ali and Murphy meet in the middle of the ring, staring each other down. They shake hands. Buddy Murphy raises Ali's arm in the air, then exits the ring. Tom shows us an updated King of the Ring bracket, and Ali versus Elias will be next week. The first final match will be later on tonight, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. My question is, with the fact that you had Buddy Murphy show respect to Mustafa Ali, which, of course, this is not their first time facing each other, and it probably won't be the last time. Does this make Buddy Murphy a babyface? Because a heel would not sit there and shake hands and raise their hands. They might shake hands, but they'll walk off. They won't raise somebody's hand. Or if they do it, it'll look like they hate doing it. Buddy Murphy just looked like he respected the guy. He raised his hands and didn't have that look of disdain in his face. Is Buddy Murphy a babyface coming out of this? I have no idea. I would wonder what it would be like to see Ali as a babyface. Still to come, we will have Roman Reigns, like Daniel Bryan and Rowan, an apology from Roman Reigns. Bayley is backstage looking at the Smackdown Women's title when Ember Moon walks in and she mentions Charlotte Flair, and Bayley says she's been meaning to talk to her about SummerSlam. But Moon doesn't want to. Moon promises to beat Bayley the next time they meet in the ring. She goes on and says no matter what Charlotte Flair says, she is not the face of the division. Bayley is. She gives her props for Bayley and says the best woman won after the match. Lacey Evans comes in and just brings the show down a peg or two. Adding that she is the whole women's division needs to step up. Evans says she is the real face of the division, but Moon and Bayley do what I would do if she told me that to her face, told me that to my face, laughed in her face, says she will prove it in their match with Bayley tonight, and that was that. The Miz was came out, and we were supposed to have Sami Zayn versus The Miz. Oh my God. Sami Zayn versus The Miz was supposed to happen. Miz comes out, he cuts a promo. Sami Zayn comes out in street clothes, so you know this match wasn't going to happen. He goads The Miz into coming out to attack him. Shinsuke Nakamura from behind. Of course, Miz challenged Shinsuke Nakamura to an Intercontinental title match at the Clash of Champions, so I was not surprised there. But, of course, Sami Zayn and The Miz gets beat down, as you figured he would. And that was it pretty much. So we're going to get Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz at Clash of Champions. And honestly, I wish the Mustafa Ali versus Shinsuke Nakamura match wouldn't have been canceled, because I think that would have been a better match than what we're going to get. Again, babyface Miz needs to go away, and the heel Miz, the heel Miz needs to come back. Not the cowardly, I had to hide behind my wife and two goons Miz, but the Miz that we saw who could actually win matches on his own. Elias is backstage with his guitar. Shane McMahon's office. Kevin walks in and snatches the car. Elias tells him to learn to knock. Owen says the door was open, but what is Elias doing in here? They have a few more words. Owens asks where is Shane. Elias says Shane isn't here tonight. Owen stakes him, walks off with something on his mind. What that would be, we'll talk about that in a minute. Bayley versus Lacey Evans. This match just kept going on and on and on and on. Somebody said, oh, well, Lacey Evans has been on Main Event Purgatory, which is fine, where she should be. This match, I don't know why it happened. This is just them wanting to get Lacey Evans back into your mind. Bayley couldn't bring her to a good match. Nobody's going to be able to bring Lacey Evans to a good match. Lacey Evans is absolutely atrocious. Charlotte Flair did come down halfway through the match. She didn't even play a factor into the match whatsoever, really. So I don't know what was the point of having Charlotte out there. Oh, her and Bayley are having a match at Clash of Champions. Who the fuck cares? The match was... She had no factor into the match, so why have her out there? Unless she was going to be on commentary to talk during the match, no reason to have her out there if she wasn't going to get involved. Bayley wins with two Bayley to bellies, flying elbow drop for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Flair claps for her and then does the 10 fingers like Ty Dillinger used to do, because at Clash of Champions she will be going for her 10th championship. Yay. Because that's all we need is another reign of terror for Charlotte Flair. Roman Reigns to apologize. Kayla Braxton is backstage with Rowan and Bryan, asking what they expect from Reigns after they said earlier. Bryan says last week they presented Reigns with a man who wanted to end his career, but they haven't received an apology yet. Bryan says they are not leaving the arena tonight until Reigns says he is sorry. Rowan and Bryan walk off. For what? To find out later on. This just... By the end of this night, we're still like, okay, what? What are we doing? And then we come to Randy Orton versus Big E. This was Big E comes out, he does his like Louisiana, don't clap and all that stuff. But as soon as that music hits, he's not coming down, shaking his hips, clapping along. He comes down, he's got that stone look on his face, like you've hurt my brothers, I'm coming to kick your ass. I'm coming for a receipt, motherfucker. And Big E, for the opening part of this match, beat the living hell out of Randy Orton. Randy Orton got back in it, of course. This one was big, brutal, and hard-hitting. But in the end, the Revival come out, they hit the apron, they get swung away, Big E blocks the RKO from Orton and tangles with him in the middle of the ring. The Revival come back to the apron and Big E gets rocked while the referee isn't looking. RKO, 1, 2, 3, and Big E falls to Randy Orton. After the match, Orton stands tall over his music briefly plays. Scott Dawson and Dash Ryder hit the ring. As Orton barks orders, the Revival launch Big E into a big RKO. They all talk trash to Big E before Orton's music hits. Orton and Revival hit the corner and pose together as we go to replays. Definitely something I would love to see more of. When they do this hard reset and we get the brands back to two different brands, Randy Orton and the Revival need to be on Monday Night Raw. Because Randy Orton really has nothing else. Well, okay, SmackDown, because I think he's going to be champion. But yeah, the Revival need to be on SmackDown with Randy Orton. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I love what they're doing with this group. FTRKO, they call themselves that. That is fine. It's fuck the Revival or forever the Revival. KO, whatever. Definitely some good stuff. But again, why did Randy Orton need their help to beat Big E? Randy Orton's a 13-time champion. He doesn't need anybody to help beat anybody. This is the same Randy Orton who faced Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell and beat him clean because Jeff Hardy decided he wanted to try and kill himself. But still, Randy Orton is going to... And here's the thing. The match at Clash of Champions goes one of two ways. Randy Orton beats Kofi Kingston, or we get another screwy finish with the New Day and the Revival probably involved, and boom, Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston will be inside Hell in a Cell. That's what I'm predicting. Sarah Shivers backstage with Shelton Benjamin asked about people, including Shelton Benjamin, saying he's not fit for King of the Ring. Gable downplays Shelton in his jokes and says after tonight is over, it'll be Shelton looking up at him. Shelton walks by and says, hey, Sarah, I'm looking for Shorty. Gable, you know him? When you see him, let me know I'm looking for him. Because Shelton's not, and here's the thing, Shelton's not much taller than Chad Gable, so the whole short joke thing kind of doesn't work in this sense. He walks off, and that was that. We go to commercial break, come back, and we see the whole 24/7 joke stuff again. Elias is introduced in the ring. He spotlights, put the King of the Ring throne. The Rogue, the Septon crown, which he is wearing. Elias goes on about how he will be King of the Ring in a few weeks and how good he is and how he's taken out WWE legends. Takes shots at the people of Louisiana, calls them rat people or something. Kevin Owens comes from behind, beats him up a little bit, gets him into the ring, stunner, and Kevin Owens, Elias is the 24/7 champ at this time. Kevin Owens hits him with a stunner. Elias is laying there, dead. And he sells this stunner for at least 5 minutes. Because Kevin Owens is just staring at Elias. He could have ran over there. The referee could have ran in 1, 2, 3, and Kevin Owens can be 24/7 champion. But Kevin Owens leaves the ring and walks away. Doesn't even care about that championship. Kevin Owens shows little care for the 24/7 championship. That just shows you that the 24/7 championship is worthless. Well, Kevin Owens leaves, and then R-Truth comes in, looks to get the pin. Drake Maverick pulls him out. He gets in there. Elias still has not moved. This is the greatest sell job of a stunner I have ever seen. He got stunned. You had R-Truth try to pin him. You had Drake Maverick pin him. He's still not moving afterwards. So at least 10 minutes, Elias is laying on his back after being stunned. It was crazy. After the match, Drake Maverick takes the title, celebrates, runs around the ring, runs up the stage, and manages to avoid Truth. King of the Ring, first round match, Shelton Benjamin versus Chad Gable. I literally looked at my clock and it said 9:45, I believe, or 9:45 when this match started, something like that, maybe 9:50. It was 9:45, and the match was over. It was 9:50, and I'm like, they just got 5 minutes. And by the way, Shelton Benjamin got a jobber entrance, so okay. Now, there was talk about in the internal script that this match was supposed to go 12 minutes long. Well, something must have happened because these two did not last very long. The bell rings. Chad Gable with Benjamin slams Gable for a 2 count. Benjamin with more offense, including a suplex. Benjamin goes up top and talks some trash, but Gable takes him down for a 2 count. Benjamin whips Gable hard and he goes down for another pin attempt. We see Andrade and Vegas in the back. And 2 minutes later, we get a knee straight. Gable counters a move and rolls up Benjamin for the 1, 2, 3, and that was that. So the King of the Ring first round is over, and as I showed you before, the quarterfinals are set. Gable and Andrade, Elias and Ali, Samoa Joe, Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, and Baron Corbin. My dream semifinals would be Andrade, Ali, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander. I know that's not going to happen. Ricochet is going to make it past Samoa Joe. Ali should make it past Elias. Andrade will make it past Gable. And then Baron Corbin will make it past Cedric Alexander. No doubt about it. But that is next week. We will have it in the next 2 episodes of Raw and SmackDown. So, we go to break. Reigns comes out. Before he can speak, Ryan and Rowan appear on the big screen. Brian says it's real simple. Reigns just has to say 2 words, I'm sorry. Reigns asks the fans if he should apologize, and most say no. He asks again and they say it louder. And no chant breaks out. Rowan says, let's check out this video, and if he still needs to apologize, he will. Shows us a video from the original attack attempt on SmackDown several weeks ago. There's a focus on a hooded man that looks like Rowan, and it is him. Now, as you see the steel grate thing go over top of Roman Reigns, and they back up, and those speakers or whatever they were fall down, on the right-hand side, you see this figure stand up and walk away. He's got a hood over him as much as he can, and it's Rowan. So that explains probably how those fell over, but it still doesn't explain who was driving the forklift. That is the question we have, is who was driving the forklift. Daniel Bryan is not a happy man. He slaps Rowan a couple times, tells him to get out of here, grabs a mic, is yelling, I didn't have anything to do with this. He gets into the ring, eats a spear, fans chant yes, music hits, and SmackDown goes off the air. So, have we got a conclusive end to this? No, we have not. They're going to keep on going with this. We still have another 2 weeks until Clash of Champions, 2 more episodes. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're going to find out either next week or the Go Home show, which is inside Madison Square Garden for SmackDown Live. Buddy Murphy and Ali was the only saving grace for this show. Bayley versus Lacey Evans did not need to happen. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable disappointed because they only got about 5 minutes. But that is your SmackDown Live review for August 27, 2019. We will be into the month of September. We will be a little over a month away before AEW on TNT starts. All Out, of course, will be out in the books by the time we talk next Monday. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT, All Out on Saturday, and Sunday for Unscripted. Until then, my name is DeFrance, and I'll see you guys later.